Hello. Yeah, good evening, everyone. I hope I am audible, right? Am I audible?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
are
you're
audible.
audible.
Okay.
Good evening.
So I think I can start, right? Or I might need to wait for some others to join. Okay. I'll wait for 2 more minutes and I'll start from 7:10. Okay. So I'll start now. So let me start with the Python basics. Okay. So as we are going to see the machine learning. But before this, let me talk about Python basics in this session. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. If you have any doubts or anything, okay, you can stop me so that I'll help you to get the things, okay, more clarity on any topic, any topic. I hope my screen is visible, right?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, I'm going to start from very scratch, as I heard many of the students or even the audience who are there in this class are from different backgrounds. So I'll start from very scratch so that maybe okay, you may get a better understanding of all the concepts. And I'll go with concept by example. Okay. So I'll take some particular concept and I'll try to explain with a couple of examples. Then followed by we'll implement the same in Python. We'll do the coding part as well. So even if you have any issues in the concept and as well as in the example or maybe in implementation, then always free to stop me and you can type your query or even you can unmute and you can ask. Okay. So let me start with the Python basics. Okay. So maybe everyone may be aware of the uh, Python, why it is mandatory nowadays. Okay. I can say it is a mandatory irrespective of your domain, whether you are from non-computer science, whether you are from arts or from business administration or okay. So it doesn't matter from where you came and what's your job role, but now it is very essential, irrespective of your discipline, right? So the reasons, let me give some sample scenarios why nowadays Python is more important. So because of all these emerging technologies, you may call it as maybe because of the data science, or maybe because of big data. So these are the uh, buzzwords we are going to use from the last couple of years, maybe 3 to 4 years, right? So maybe we can call it as machine learning, or even you can call it as deep learning, or you can call it as generative AI, or maybe natural language processing. Okay. So whatever the domain you're talking about, maybe Internet of Things, so uh, in all these domains, we are going to use Python as a programming language. Okay, so of course there are a couple of reasons. If you see, before 2010, before 2010, even 2015, so Java dominated the entire industry, and Java ruled the market. We can say Java ruled the entire IT industry. Okay. So, but nowadays, almost Python is going to overcome the Java. So, mostly 40 percentage of the industries throughout the globe already they are migrating to Python. Okay. So, because of that, they are trying to incorporate maybe data science. They are going to use big data, or they are going to use machine learning or deep learning or generative AI. Okay. Or maybe natural language processing or Internet of Things, or maybe data analytics, okay, or maybe data engineering. So directly or indirectly, they are going to use all these modern era technologies, but these technologies are uh, very useful for the business, and Python is the language. It's going to be suitable, we can say, for all this. If I want to use Java, maybe I can use, but Java is not going to provide that much of flexibility for implementation of these technologies, right? So that is one of the reason, and the other reason is, as you know, the data generation is increased from 2000 to 2010, and 2010 to 20, and 20 to 25. If you see that the generating, how you are going to get the data. So maybe in 2010, maybe most of the people are not using even smartphones also. Okay. But now, maybe everyone is having two, three, four smartphones, or maybe you are using one smartphone and one laptop, or even maybe one tab or one desktop. And how much data you are getting, how much data you are generating. So it may not be possible, even nowadays, it may not be possible for you to go through your WhatsApp messages also. That much of data you are getting. Maybe you're joined in, okay, maybe tens of WhatsApp groups, or maybe hundreds of WhatsApp groups, or maybe your contact list is very, very big. And even you are unable to check some messages in your WhatsApp also. So this is a simple example how the data generation is going to be increased. Not only data generation, even you are also going to do the same. Maybe you are going to post n number of notifications in your social media, maybe through LinkedIn, or maybe through WhatsApp, or maybe through, okay, Facebook. So even maybe you're uploading some videos, or uploading some images, or writing some comments. Okay, so this is uh, not uh, uh, not very limited data, we can say. It's not, we can say, it's exactly fixed. Okay, it's going to be varied day to day. We are using many types of services, and we are using many applications, many apps. Okay, but somehow we are knowingly or unknowingly generating lots and lots of data, and receiving lots and lots of data. And it is not possible for a human being uh, to understand the data and even to analyze the data. So let's say if I say you are getting daily 10 mails, maybe it's possible for you to check 10 mails, but maybe you are getting some 500 mails. It may not be possible. Even you may miss some mails also. Then what you will do? You are going to appoint some assistant. Maybe you are going to appoint some a personal assistant. The personal assistant, maybe he or she is going to check your mail, right? So here actually previously that is going to be done by you. Only one person is going to do the same task. Now you are appointed one person, maybe your personal assistant. So that instead of personal assistant, maybe you are going to appoint some machine, maybe some chatbot. So it's going to do the same thing, right? So because when the data gets increased, that is what we can call it as big data. So it's not in our hands to analyze and to interpret and to understand also sometimes, right? So that is the reason why we are going to use all these technologies. And of course, before 2010, we don't have that much of computational resources also. So hence we may not talking about artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is not a new word. It's there from even 1950s. Okay, but now why we are talking about artificial intelligence? Of course, all these are comes from AI only. So why we are talking about AI now? Because as the data is getting more and more, even the computational resources are also we are getting very high speed computational resources. In 2000, maybe we are going to work with only maybe flash drive, or maybe you may work with a compact disk CD. Okay, so maybe pen drive. But now you are going to use even you are working with CPUs, you are working with the GPUs, you are working with the TPUs, you are working with the supercomputers. So mostly all the parallel processing is going to happen. So even you are getting billions and billions of records, even the processing is also going to happen. If it is supposed to happen, you are going to have a high speed computational resources. Okay, so that is the reason why in this era we are going to use high speed computational resources, because as a human being we may not process that much of data. So hence we are going to take the help of machine. So the machine is going to do almost everything what humans are not supposed to do, right? So these are the reasons why we are going to use Python is one of the best language to support all these technologies and to implement in any type of business. Okay, so any doubts so far? This is only the brief idea why you are going to learn, because maybe you can see almost in every company you are going to use almost these are going to be incorporated in any company, starting from a small scale company to very large scale company, right? So any doubts so far?
No.
Okay. So now I'll talk about in the perspective of, this is actually in the perspective of okay, maybe the company perspective. Okay, they are using these technologies, and these technologies purely depending on Python. So hence you are supposed to learn Python. Okay, and along with this Python, maybe you can learn some course how the data science is going to be used, and how you are going to do some end-to-end project in data science, and how the machine learning is going to be used, and how deep learning is going to be used. So that is other part actually. But to implement and to understand any of these technology, so you must be familiar with Python. Okay. So as part as part of the programmer, or as part of the student, in the student perspective or in a programmer perspective, so first thing is we can say the features, or we can say the benefits, why we are going to learn and why we need to prefer Python. Its first thing is there is no prerequisite. Okay. So as I mentioned, uh, if you want to learn Java, maybe I'll ask the first question. Do you know C++? If you want to learn C++, I'll ask a question. Do you know C? Because C++ is the prerequisite for Java. Okay, and C is a prerequisite for C++. So if you have any knowledge of C, then my task will be easier to train on C++. Or if you know C++, then my job is easy to train you on Java. So, but for Python, even if you don't know anything, even if you don't know coding part, if you are not aware of programming languages, if you don't have any computer science awareness, straight away you can learn Python. So that is one of the beauty of the this language. So that's why there is no prerequisite required. Straight away you can start Python, and on top of Python, again you can have all these technologies. You can do some hands-on projects as well if you are having good knowledge in Python. Okay, so that is the first thing. And second thing is, so many built-in libraries. So what do you mean by many built-in libraries? So for example, as a programmer, for example, tomorrow you are joined in a company. So when you joined in a company, always your boss, your team leader has given a task. Okay, so then you are going to working on that particular task. The first question is, when your team leader is assigned a task, what you need to do in general. For example, your team leader is given a task. What you will do? What you will do? Any answers?
Understand the task. To understand the task.
Understand the task. Very good. Okay. Once you understand it, what you will do?
We will
So,
create a layout.
yes.
We will create a layout. How to do that?
Yeah, that is okay. In general, okay. Pure in technical perspective, what you will do? For example, you want to write the code for that. What you will do? Let us assume your designing part, layout part, everything is done. Okay. Now you want to start implementation. You want to write the code. So what you will do?
I'll check if it is already there.
Yes, very good. Correct answer. So always as a programmer, we need to check, okay, am I get any support? Am I get any support? Let us assume, okay, so you're going to do the task with 5,000 lines of code. If you do it from scratch, okay, then what you will do is, you are going to check, is there any ready-made tool is available, or is there any some existing code is available. On top of it, I can customize as per my requirement. Okay, so that instead of writing 5,000 lines from a scratch, I may write 1,000 lines of code. I can use 4,000 lines from some existing library, from existing module, from some other tool, right? So if you are able to find it, then obviously your 4,000 lines of code is okay. The time what you are going to spend for this 4,000 lines is going to be saved, right? Is it right?
Right.
Okay, so that is what Python is going to provide you. As I mentioned, we are going to have our data science, okay, machine learning, deep learning. Okay, in all these, there are separate libraries in Python. If you want to do data science project, there are separate libraries are there. Again, the library consists of different modules. Okay, the only thing is just you need little bit customization. Okay, and also you need to know what is going to be used and where it is going to be used. Okay, so let's say you're working on a task T. The task is T. So if you're working on a task T, you need to check, is there any built-in support provided by the Python? Means, can I get any support from the programming language itself, so that I can use it, and I can add something on top of it. so that your job will be done instead of writing everything from the scratch. Okay, understood?
Yes.
So I'll give very simple layman example. I hope everyone is following. Let me know any doubts. Please let me know, because this is my first class. I need to know any silly question or any simple doubt also I need to explain. Okay. So don't feel any shy to ask me doubts, because the concept should be clear. I'll give very simple layman example. Okay. So let's say, for example, tomorrow you are going to attend a small family function in your relative's house, right? So your requirement is you are supposed to attend the function with a new dress. Okay. But you don't have time. Tomorrow morning you need to attend the function. So now already it's okay, let's say 7:30. So you don't have much time to go to some cloth store, purchase some cloth and go to the tailor and give you your dimensions and get it stitched from the tailor. It's going to take a lot of time, right? Then what you will do? The problem definition is very clear. You need to attend the function, compulsory you need to attend the function, because that is a order from your dad. Okay, we are going with the family, definitely you need to attend. So that is a problem definition. Okay, now you'll have multiple solutions. One solution is, as I mentioned, you go to the cloth store and you purchase some good cloth, and you go to the tailor and you give your dimensions to the tailor and get it stitched tonight itself, or maybe by tomorrow morning, and you wear the same dress for the party. That is one solution. And second solution is, just you need to go to the ready-made store, okay, ready-made cloth store, and you buy a new dress, and you check whether it is correctly fitting or not. Okay, so if it is correctly fitting, as I mentioned, the language support is 100%. If it is correctly fitting, okay, so you found some ready-made library, it is giving you 100% solution, so you don't need to write anything from the scratch. Second possibility is it's not fitting, but somehow you are satisfied. Okay, so then you bought the dress and you go to the tailor and you are given some okay, some adjustment. Okay, so maybe it is bit loose. Maybe you asked the tailor to adjust. It may be 15 to 20 minutes time, right? So now this is what customization is all about. You found something, but it may not be exactly perfect for your problem definition, but you can customize it. It is not a difficult thing, right? And it's not going to take more time also. Instead of starting everything from scratch. So that is what Python is providing for us, and it is not going to be provided by other languages like Java. If you want to write the same in Java, maybe if you want to do the same task in Java, maybe you are going to write 5,000 lines of code, but in Python, it's going to be completed only in 1,000 lines of code. Okay, so this is a beautiful feature of the Python. So I hope you understand, right? The meaning of this point, many built-in libraries, right? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. And next is, it's very simple syntax, as I mentioned. So it's going to have English like syntax. So we don't have many rules. If you want to write a Java program, or if you want to write a C program, okay, or if you want to write a C++ program, you need to remember many rules. Okay, there are many rules you need to remember, and if you do any simple mistake also, you are going to get a big error. Okay, so that is the reason why most of the students are going to afraid of using C, C++, or Java. But in Python, you have a very less rules, and it's the syntax is very similar to your normal English. Okay, So that is the reason why, as I mentioned, even though if you don't have any programming knowledge, straight away you can start your Python. Okay, because mostly it's going to follow the simple English like syntax only. Okay, so I hope it's clear, right? Next thing is it can be integrated with other technologies as well. Okay, so it can be integrated with other technologies. As I mentioned, it is not only used for only the computer science applications or information technology applications. Even nowadays, Python is going to be used in civil engineering applications. It's going to be used in mechanical engineering applications. It's going to be used in electronics, electrical. Everywhere you are using Python, it can be integrated with the different domains. Okay, so that is also one of the beauty of this language. Easily we can integrate with other technologies, so that we can achieve the things in a better way than by using some other languages like Java or C. Okay, and next thing is, and of course, so less number of lines of code. So as I mentioned, if you want to write a program in other languages, it's going to take more number of lines of code. But whereas if you write the same program in Python, so obviously it is going to take less number of lines of code. Okay, we can't say, let's say, if a program in Java is going to take 1,000 lines, okay, but definitely Python is going to take less than 1,000 lines, maybe 500 or 600 or 700, but definitely it is going to take less number of lines of code. Okay, so these all are the some of the features. And
Uh,
yeah,
sorry to,
yeah.
why it is taking less number of lines code? I mean, why not Java? Why not other languages? I mean, is it because of library or inbuilt?
Yeah, it is because of many reasons. One of the reason is, as I mentioned, it's having uh, many built-in libraries, many modules. It's going to have. Okay, that is one of the reason. And other reason is even in other aspects. Okay, some special features are there in Python, which may not be available in Java. Okay, so that is, we can say, that is one of the limitation. It doesn't mean that we can't do that in Java. We can do it in Java as well, but the only reason is it's you need to do on your own. Okay, but instead of doing on your own, Python is straight away it is giving that feature. You can use that feature straight away. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so even we'll talk about that features also when we are talking about the exact technical things. I'll tell you what features which are not there in Java and there in Python, or are not there in other languages, especially only there in Python. So that is also one of the important interview question. When you go for any interview, definitely they're going to ask you, okay, so why it is special, or why you're telling that. Maybe this might be the one of the justification they may expect. Okay, so anyway, we'll see that in detail also, right? So, and the other thing is, as I mentioned, so there are many job opportunities for if you see any position in any of the companies. Okay, starting from startups to topmost MNCs. Okay, nowadays they're asking not only for this machine learning engineer, data scientist, or data engineer, or okay, not only for this, even they're asking first and primary question they are going to ask: do you have Python knowledge? Okay, so that is as I mentioned, it is compulsory for every company, so that if they want to adopt any technology, definitely you must be good in Python. So that is one of the reason, and also it's going to be already it's as I mentioned, it's the migration is already started, as most of the companies are migrating towards Python. Even some companies already they are converting the projects into the Python technology, as even Java projects are also going to be convert it into Python. So you must be having some good knowledge in Python to work on any emerging technologies, and as well as to convert these things into Python. Okay, so that might be the one of the reasons, right? So I hope so far any doubts. This is only pure introduction part. So any doubts? Everyone is following, right? Let me know any queries or any is it fine so far? It's okay, thank you. Okay, so now now I'll start with the very basic thing. So keywords. So if you want to learn any language, maybe even in regional language, if you want to learn any regional language like okay, maybe Hindi or English or Telugu or Kannada, any language, first we'll start with alphabets. So here also we need to start with the keywords. So what do you mean by keyword first of all? Any idea? Any idea what do you mean by keyword? Okay, so also known as reserved word. The other name for keyword is reserved word. Any idea what do you mean by keyword? Anyone knows? Have you heard about this? Okay, very good. No problem. Yeah, keyword is nothing but also known as reserved word. So yeah, uh, which is having specific meaning in that particular language. Okay, so if I write some let's say X, okay, you know that it is one of the letter in okay, not variable names exactly. Okay, I'll tell you. So yeah, it is having some specific meaning in the particular language. So let's say, for example, if I talk about any word in English or any letter, then you can easily can understand, because let's say if I want to say tea, so there is a meaning for tea, and I know where I'm going to use tea, right? So in which context I'm supposed to use a particular letter in English. Similarly, Python is having, there are 30 keywords are there in Python. So there are 30 keywords are there in Python. So as I mentioned, it is having specific meaning. Okay. So meaning in that particular language, and the interpreter. So the Python interpreter is going to recognize. Okay.
What is interpreter here?
Yeah, interpreter is nothing but in general, we are going to use different types of translators, right? Have you heard about translator?
In general, yes.
Yeah, for example, you are writing a Python program, okay? But Python program is straight away not going to be understood by the machine. Then what we'll do, we are going to use some translator. So the translators are, maybe we are going to use some compiler or interpreter. Have you heard about compiler? Anybody heard about compiler? Yes or no? So interpreter, even the compiler, they are the translators. Okay, they will translate the source code, whatever we are writing, into the system understandable format. They will convert that into the machine level format. Okay.
So Python is what type of language? I mean, high level, low level,
We can say it's a high level language.
and that basic it converts into the binary and
Yes, exactly. Okay. Is it clear?
yeah.
Is it clear? Yes or no? Please respond if you have any queries. Yeah. Fine.
Yes, fine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now let me show you the keywords. Let me write some keywords. Let's say, for example, let me write some keyword, and also I'll tell you why we are going to use them. So, for example, there are some couple of keywords. Let's say if is a keyword, else is a keyword. Okay. While is a keyword, and elif is a keyword, and for is a keyword. Okay, continue is a keyword. Break is a keyword. Okay. Next, def is a keyword. True is a keyword. False is a keyword. In is a keyword. Not is a keyword. Is a keyword. The try is a keyword. Except is a keyword. Finally is a keyword. Okay. So these are some of the examples of keywords. I'll show you in which environment you people are familiar. Did you use the Jupyter Notebook?
Yes.
Okay. And any other environments are you familiar with? Only Jupyter?
Visual Code.
Visual Code, okay. So,
PyCharm.
sorry, Spider, okay. Any other?
Colab.
Sorry,
Google Colab.
Colab, okay. Okay, so let me introduce a new platform for a couple of days. Okay, so is it fine for you? Because as we are in a beginning stage, so I may recommend you may go for this Python IDLE. Okay. Anybody heard about this? Anybody heard about this? No?
No.
Okay. So just it's very simple. Just it is one of the software, or we can say integrated development environment to write some sample Python programs. Is one of the IDE, or we can say it's one of the software to practice your Python programs. Okay. So it is similar to your Jupyter, similar to your Spider, or similar to your Visual Studio Code. But why I'm using this, why I'm telling this, for a couple of days we are going to use this so that you can understand everything, because it does not give any built-in support. You need to understand everything on your own. Okay, once you are familiarized with this, and once you got some idea, then we'll go with the Jupyter, and even others also. Okay, but in industry mostly we are supposed to use either Jupyter or Colab only. So, but for a couple of days, as we are in a very initial stage, so my suggestion is try to use this. So how you are going to download this? Very simple. Just you can go to www.python.org. Okay, this is let me show you. If you have a let's say python.org. Okay, so if you open this website, second tab you can have a downloads. So there is a there is a button called Python 3.13.1. Just you click on this. If you click on this, then you will get some executable file, .exe file, and you straight away you can install it. If anybody is doing right now, so let me know, are you able to download it or not? So straight away go to downloads. It will show you the latest Python version. It's 3.13.1. Just you click on this button. Already it is installed in my computer. So hence I'm not doing, but if you click on this, you will get the executable file gets downloaded, and straight away you can install. Just you double click and it's going to be installed in your computer. So anybody is doing right now? Oh, let me
Yes.
know. Anybody is okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if you are doing, please let me know the status, whether are you able to install it or not. If you are not able to install it, I'll help you. So it's not going to take much time. Max maybe max 5 minutes. You can complete the
I was
installation.
able to install.
Sorry,
I was able to install it.
you are installing. Is it done?
It's installed.
Yeah, very good.
It is done now.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So now we'll see a couple of examples. And once, okay, anybody is still doing installation? Okay. Yes. Okay. Great. So yeah. So I'll show you once that is installed. Just you can search with the IDLE. Okay, you can see this IDLE. So you'll see this icon. Okay. The IDLE shell with the version number can get. Okay. So is it open or installed? Is it opened?
Yes.
IDLE shell with the latest version. Of course, in my case, it's 3.12.2. In your case, the latest version, whatever it is, 3.13.1. Okay. So is it installed? Still anybody's pending? Okay. So if it is done, okay. So if it is done, are you able to see this in your computers? Are you able to see the IDLE shell with version number?
Yes.
Okay, done.
Also, just help me for the Mac OS also.
Yeah,
So
Mac OS also here. Yeah, I'll show you. For Mac
that
OS also, it will show you. Okay. So here you can see there is an option called Mac OS, right? Under downloads.
Mhm.
Just you click on this Mac OS, then you'll see the latest version is 3.13.1.
yeah, done.
Okay. Okay. So everyone are able to install and are able to see the screen in your laptops or in computers. Okay. So now, as I mentioned, we are going to have a couple of keywords. I wrote couple of keywords in Python. Okay, so like let me write some more keywords. Okay, so DL is one more keyword. Next we have from. We have a global. Okay, and we have a import, and we have a class. We have a as. Okay, so like this, we have a and is there, or is there, not is there. So these are the couple of keywords. As I mentioned, we have 30 keywords in Python. Right, very good. So now I'll show you how it is going to recognize. As someone asked me, what do you mean by interpreter? This is actually the how can say interpreter. Okay. So here, let me write some EA. So it is appearing in black color, right? So why it is appearing in black color means my IDLE is not recognizing. But when I write as, so it is showing in some orange color, right? It is showing in some other color, right? So because it is recognizing, it is a keyword, it is recognizing. But when I remove S, it is A. A is not a keyword. Hence it is not identifying. Right? Like that, if you want, you can write other keywords as well. I wrote if. Okay, it is recognizing. I wrote else. Okay, it is recognizing. Okay. I wrote while. It's recognizing. So what do you mean by recognizing? Recognizing means when you're going to type some keyword in IDLE or even any environment, so it means you are supposed to use it for a specific purpose, and you're not supposed to use it for other purpose. That is the meaning of this. Okay. So yeah, suppose let's say for example, I am going to use for for some other purpose. I'm trying to misuse it. So if I'm trying to misuse it, then I'm going to get error. Let's say for is equals to 40. So then it is going to give me error because the purpose of for is defined in Python is some purpose. Okay. But I'm trying to use it in a other way. So this is not going to be accepted. Hence we are going to get an error. Right? So is it clear? Let's say for example, you are writing some English word. Okay, so by mistake you are written incorrect spelling. Okay, then you are going to get some typo error, right? Or you are going to get some error. So your dictionary may not recognize that it is one of the word in English. Similarly here also, right? Did you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the concept of keywords. Okay. So as I mentioned, the other name for keyword is also known as reserved word. So what do you mean by reserved word? Reserved word means it is having some specific meaning. The meaning is reserved for this. We are not supposed to change the meaning of that particular keyword. Maybe you may heard about reservation, right? So when you are going to book a ticket, so maybe you are going to reserve a ticket in a train or maybe in flight. So even you are not available. If you are reserved a ticket, then that is not supposed to be occupied by others without your permission. Okay, because it is reserved for you, and you are the only person you can use, right? Same thing here also. If I'm going to use some keyword, so the Python interpreter is going to understand that. So you are going to use it for the same purpose. If you are going to use it in other way, then it is going to give you an error. So that is the meaning of keywords, right? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, we'll see. We'll get all this in detail in the coming classes. Okay. As of now, just you remember what do you mean by keyword, and what is the purpose, and how many keywords are there. Is it fine? Can I proceed? I hope everyone is installed this Python IDLE successfully and you are able to did something with the keywords as your IDLE is recognizing a keyword or not.
Yes.
Any queries so far? Everyone is following? Because I'm not getting responses from others. Let me know is any queries from your side?
No, no.
No queries? Yeah, okay. Yes. Okay. So now I'll talk about what do you mean by identifiers? Okay, so identifier is nothing but simply the name of the data or a function or a class what we are using in Python. Okay, so identifier means very simple. Forget about this terminology. This terminology is little bit technical, but identifier means in general how we are going to have identifier. Let's say we have an identifier. The identifier is maybe our Aadhaar card, or we have an identifier that is our name, or we have an identifier our PAN number, right? Similarly, when I'm going to use something in my program, it should have some identification, right? So the identification is nothing but I can use the name. Okay. So the name what we are going to use for data. Data means for variables or for functions or for classes or for whatever, we are going to have some identifier. So for example, you are going to save your friend's contact by giving name, by giving your friend's name, or maybe by giving some nickname, or maybe by giving some shortcut. So that is a identifier. Tomorrow you don't need to type the mobile number again. Just you identify by seeing the name, right? It may be nickname, or it may be shortcut, or it may be full name, or it may be some computer system generated name, or it may be any type of thing, right? So here also, let me show you some examples. Let's say, for example, I'll write A is equals to 20. So here A is identifier. I given A because it is valid, because A is not a keyword. Okay, so it is valid. So if I want to know what is A, then it is going to identify, yes, you are given A value as 20. And when I'm going to use A, this is nothing but I am calling A. If I call A, the value 20 is going to be gets printed. Okay, so whenever I want to use A, I can use its name, right? Because I used A, and if I want to work with A, wherever I want to work with A, I need to call by using its name. Because in a class, maybe the faculty is going to call a student by using his name. So that is the identifier. Or the faculty is going to call a student by using his roll number. That is the identifier. Here also I want to access this data. The data is nothing but I given a name as A. This A is the name. This is what I can call it as identifier. So it may be any name. It may be variable name, or it may be program name, or it may be function name, or it may be class name, or anything. Okay. Is it clear? Identifier?
Yeah,
Yes.
can I assign identifier for read files or data?
Sorry, can you assign an identifier for?
Files, CSV file or Excel files or data.
Yeah, actually, even the file name itself is an identifier.
Okay, so I can fetch and I
Yeah,
can
because
assign it.
you are going to save in your computer or in your mobile by giving some unique name, right? Because every time you may not search, right? So you are giving some name, right? You are giving some proper name. So that is the identification for you. Tomorrow you want to search for something, simply you can search with the name. Let's say, for example, there is an image file in your mobile. So, but you forgot the name. You forgot the name means you are unable to identify it. Then what you will do? You search with all the images. Okay, that is a one by one or maybe sequential. So that if you find it, then that is okay. Because why you are searching one by one? Because you forgot the identifier of that particular file, right? If you remember the identifier, straight away you can access using that identifier itself, right? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Identifier means it's not limited to only variable or something like it may be even as I mentioned identifier for ours identifier may be our Aadhaar. Okay, I don't have let's say for example, your Aadhaar is only unique, right? So with your number, there are no two persons. It may be your identifier. For example, if I talk about this class, so in this class, there are no two same names are there. So then straight away I can call with your name. That is my identifier. If there are two identifiers are there, maybe I can use uh, some other for identification purpose. May not be the name, right? Understood?
Is it kind of temporary storage? I mean,
Yeah.
while
That temporary storage that we'll talk about later, actually. Okay, just I'm talking about it is going to be stored in some place. Okay, so in this case, as I'm storing 20, so 20 is a value. Okay, so I'm going to store this 20 in some place so that I can give some name. So in this name, this is nothing but simply memory only. Okay, for memory location, we are giving identifier. I'll give a simple layman example. You want to already I given this, you want to reserve a ticket, right? Let's say you want to book a ticket in bus, right? So what do you mean by that in general? Booking a ticket means you will see some seat number, right? You are booking a seat, right? Yes or no?
yes, yes.
Seat means actually you have some numbers, right? Let's say 1, 2, 3, let's say there are 50 seats are there. So can I say seat is nothing but a space in bus?
Yeah.
Okay, same here also. Whatever the identifier, it may be variable, it may be program, it may be function, it may be anything. This is nothing but definitely it is going to be stored in some space. Okay, like how we are having seat number. Seat number is nothing but it's a space in the bus, right? So instead of calling it as a space in the bus, you are giving some identifier. Let's say seat one, it's an identifier. Seat two is an identifier, right? Understood?
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, so this is the identifier, but as far as the identifiers are concerned, so there are couple of rules. We'll talk about the rules of identifiers, and of course these rules are there in other languages also. So first rule is rule number 1. The identifiers are not supposed to start with the number. Okay, so what do you mean by this? Example, if I write a equals to 20, it's a valid identifier. But if I write 1a is equals to 20, it is invalid. Why it is invalid? Why it is invalid? Because they're not supposed to start with a number, right? But here how I'm starting with? I'm starting with a number, right? Yes or no? Hello? Am I audible or not?
No, we had lost you in between for some time.
Okay. Now am I audible?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this rule number 1 is identifiers are not supposed to start with a number, right? So I can say this is a valid identifier because here it is starting with letter only, but here in this example, it's starting with a number, right? So hence it is invalid. If you want, you can cross check here in this platform. So if I write something like 1a is equals to 20, it is invalid, right? Why? The reason is it's violating the rules of the identifier. Is it clear? You can write something like this. You can write b equals to 100. You can write c equals to 200. All these are valid. Even you can write a1 is equals to, let's say, 120. It is also valid, right? Is this rule clear to everyone? Because I'm